Who are the Orishas? The Orishas come to us from the people of West Africa, most notably the people of Benin and Togo and the area of southern Nigeria. And they are described as being the intermediaries between mankind and the supernatural world. The term Orisha has been translated to mean deities or divinities, and in some cases gods. And it's questionable whether this is an accurate translation in any of those forms. This complex belief system shares parallels with some surrounding cultures, including the Vodun practiced by the neighboring Fon and Ewe peoples of the West, and the religion of the Ewe people of the East. And this is a very unique faith and culture with a complex library of songs, histories, stories, and cultural concepts that are unique to Yoruba society itself. Born of Africa, had an amazing bridge to the Americas through both the transatlantic slave trade, but also migrations prior to and after that period of time. The influence of this faith is vastly underestimated. It has a massive span and in fact is the basis for a number of religions in the New World, most notably Santería, Umbanda, Trinidad Orisha, Haitian Vodou, as well as Candomblé. The Orishas have a variety of names, as these variety of cultures reflected what these deities or entities represented. These were classified as spirits, and they represented forces of nature or ideologies. They could be without gender or possess male or female energy. They were as diverse in their personalities as they were in the concepts and ideas and forces that they represented. But key to understanding the Orishas is that at the core, this is all about Olodumare, who was seen as the perfect state of being and literally breathes life into the world itself. And all of these Orishas are considered to be manifestations of this one deity. So I want to talk about these deities in a little more detail. Agaya is the Orisha of volcanoes and deserts, and is said to be the father of Shango. Babalu Aye is representative of illness and sickness. Ishu, who at times is considered to be the trickster, is also regarded as the divine messenger and a negotiator between the negative and positive forces of existence. Iranile is the deity associated with physical health and wellness, and is said to be the physicians of the Orishas themselves. Ibiji are the sacred twins, who represent youth and vitality. Oba is associated with marriage and domestic life. Obatala is the deity of mankind, and is associated with spiritual purity and moral uprightness. Ogun is the Orisha of iron and metalworking. Olokan is the Orisha of the deep sea, representing the abyss, and with it, unfathomable wisdom. Oko is the Orisha associated with the harvest and agriculture. Ori is associated with spiritual intuition. Orunmula is the Yoruba Grand Priest, and is said to be the custodian of the source of all knowledge, and oversees information regarding the human form, purity, cures to illness, as well as deformities. Oshan is the Orisha associated with sensuality, beauty, and gracefulness. Her association with water symbolizes both a quest for purity and the flowing motion of life. And she is probably one of the most well-known of the Orishas in the Western world. Oya is the Orisha said to be associated with the Niger River. She has been described as the tempest, the guardian of the cemetery, representing the winds of change, storms, and progress. Oxy is a deity associated with scouting and hunting, and is known to be the Orisha of the accused and those seeking justice. Ozane is the Orisha associated with the forest, natural healing, and is the guardian of herbs and herbal healing. Shango is the Orisha associated with fertility, masculinity, fire, and lightning. Yamajo is the mother of the waters, seen as the nurturer of resources, and she represents the embryonic fluid in the womb of a pregnant woman, as well as the breasts which nurture. Yamaya is considered to be the ocean mother goddess, and is particularly strong in Santería, an Afro-Caribbean religion practiced around the world which has deep roots in Yoruba myth. Yemoja is the patron deity of women and is considered to be the mother goddess. As we look at these Orishas and look at not only their connections and what they represented, but how these Orishas were viewed by the people. The concept of these Orishas being spiritual beings versus physical is extremely significant in understanding any belief system. Like the netters of kemetic beliefs, these divinities were here with a purpose, and that was to help humans. They either embodied ideas or forces of nature or beliefs. In contrast to Greek, Roman, and in some instances, Abrahamic deities who interacted with humans on a far more intimate basis, including sexual contact and in some cases procreation. The other important concept is the singular nature of these deities, that at the end of the day this was a monotheistic religion, and the Orishas themselves were merely manifestations of Olodumare, who was the supreme deity. So again, this is a singular deity. Ultimately, it should be recognized as monotheism. We see the same concept in Kemetic beliefs, which would be North Africa, with Amon being this hidden deity and the Netters themselves being manifestations of him. We see that same reflection in Brahmanic beliefs, where it is Brahman who was the deity, and Shiva, Vishnu, and the other deities are merely manifestations or reflections of Brahma. This stands in stark contrast to Norse or Greek deities, who were unto themselves personas. Understanding the Orishas is, I think, a foothold in understanding Yoruba beliefs. And Yoruba beliefs are going to open up gateways to a lot of religions that they've influenced. Even in the Western world, they've intermingled with the ideas of Catholicism and Christianity in ways that I don't think anyone could have ever assumed that they would. We're going to further our study in each of these specific deities and what they represented, and take a broader look at the Yoruba beliefs overall and how they fit in context to the other gods, beliefs, and mythologies that we've studied. Thank you again for stopping in at Nine World Chronicles. Please be sure to like and subscribe, and join us for more videos as we examine religions and mythologies from all around the world.